What's up, everybody? Today I am here with MK, who's out of Central Florida. Cool thing about him is he is a brand new real estate investor, just started in February of this year. On his third deal, I think, right now, but his first deal with Ballpoint Marketing, he's going to make about $150,000 on. So we'll talk a little bit about that deal here. But super cool to have you on here, man. I appreciate you hopping on. So Central Florida, is that like Orlando area, or do you have somewhere more particular you target?
Yeah, I live in Orlando, downtown Orlando, but I essentially target all of the surrounding counties around me because my main method of marketing is county data.
Awesome. Very cool. Okay. Awesome. Well, cool. I'll let's start with what we started with. 150K on this first deal. I know it's not your first deal in general, but let's talk a little bit about like the deal itself, what kind of list you used, and then kind of the numbers on it, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. This deal kind of blows my other two deals that I've done so far out of
Sure.
the water.
There's always one like
And
that.
yeah, I guess to give you some, point of comparison, my first deal is like a burr that I'm keeping as a rental, and my second is a flip that I'm making 20 to 25.
Okay. Okay.
And that's, so this third one came probably a month or two after I started marketing with you guys, Ballpoint Marketing. Um, Initially, I was kind of worried because I know the thing that you guys stressed on is consistency. And when I was spending, hundreds, thousands every single week or every single month, I was worried that, hey, like this might not give me the ROI that I'm looking for, and especially for someone that's new in this industry. I'm pretty happy at how things turned out, right? So before I got this deal, I got about 15 leads, and I've gotten probably 8 to 10 appointments, and then 5 to 8 offers, somewhere around there. And none of them, unfortunately, got accepted, and I was pretty discouraged. And this kind of came out of nowhere. Um, and before real estate, I was in sales. And one of the big things that helped me a lot is really trying to understand where that person is coming from. And I kind of realized for that first 5 to 8 offers, I was kind of just looking at it as a, hey, I just want to buy your house so I can make money from it.
It's almost
Whereas
like a
when,
transaction, just kind of looking at it.
yeah,
Making a pass.
yeah, which doesn't necessarily help or serve that particular homeowner in the best way. And when I got this call from this particular seller, I could tell she was pretty distressed. And without knowing anything about the house, I wanted to prioritize her as a person first. And she actually was very emotional and actually cried with me on that first call. And I, whether or not I made money on this deal, I really wanted to help her find a way. And then it kind of worked out that it became a crazy deal.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. It's not every day you hear those types of stories come up so soon, but it's awesome to see that it's performing for you in like Orlando, which is a pretty big market, right? There's a lot of investors there and things like that. So that's awesome. So are you a solo operator right now? Like you do everything, or do you have anybody on your team?
Yeah, kind of a solo operation. I have a VA
Okay.
that scrapes data for me, because otherwise I would just be sitting and reading documents all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that. Yep. Okay. Cool. So you and a VA, and I'll preface this like it's definitely not every time that when you send out mail you're going to get the $150,000 deal. But what I think is different for you than most people is you're actually spending the time going into the county records, getting that data versus going to like PropStream and pulling an absentee with equity list. Like I talk about this all the time, and absentee with equity lists do work, they do perform, but those niche lists that nobody else is really trying to go and get are always going to perform better, and it seems like that's showing up for you.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like a cheat code because I
Yeah.
would cross-reference the data that my VA would pull versus like a prop streamer deal machine. Sometimes it would already be on the niche list, but a lot of times it hasn't updated yet. So I feel like I'm getting like a head start
Yeah.
in front of a lot of competitors.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And the cool thing with mail is like the more time you spend on your list, the better your results are going to be every single time across the
Perfect.
board. So that's awesome to hear. So you started in February, just investing in general. When did you start using Ballpoint? I don't have it off the top of my head, but it's a couple months ago, I think.
Yeah, so I joined CCF in April because I was like, I was trying to figure out things on my own. I was like, this kind of going slow and not working too much. I was doing mail on my own as well. And then I think took me about a month to get everything set up. And then I started using Ballpoint in May.
Okay, that's what I thought, somewhere around there. Awesome. And before us, we talked a little bit about this before we started recording, but what other forms of marketing were you trying, and what like challenges were you running into before working with us?
Yes, I've tried three different mediums of marketing before. The first one was cold calling by myself. When I first got into this industry, the thing that was kind of blasted everywhere is, hey, like if you don't cold call, then you're not going to make any money, or
Okay.
you kind of get like get that imaging printed in your head. So I was cold calling for the first month or two, and I realized, hey, I'm probably not gonna be the best cold caller, and it just sucked
Yeah,
sitting
it's
there,
not fun.
getting like hung up on and yelled at. I was doing driving for dollars as well, and feel like it was not a form of marketing that was really scalable. Um, I was doing texting, which I later found out was illegal, and you can lose and get sued a lot of money for it. Um, so
Yep.
so I stopped doing all of that, and I started marketing with Ballpoint.
Awesome. And you said you were doing letters on your own too. So were you just handwriting these yourselves? Were you printing them? Like how many were you sending out when you're doing it yourself?
Yeah, so I literally went out to Best Buy, bought a printer, and I was printing the letters out, and I was signing them at the bottom and handwriting the address and the name in the front of the envelope. Probably sending two, 300 a week. I did get a couple of appointments from it, but looking back at it now, the response rate was definitely a lot lower compared to Ballpoint. And factoring in the cost of the postage and the printing and the ink and the time that I'm spending, it's pretty much the same cost as Ballpoint marketing.
Yeah, yeah. It can take a lot of time to do it yourself too, especially if you're handwriting everything.
Right.
Oh man, that's so funny. So before working with us, when you're doing the cold calling, the texting, and the mail on your own, how much time would you say you were spending trying to find leads yourself before having somebody else produce that mail for you?
Probably all of my time. Yeah, looking
Yeah,
back,
yeah,
I would have it blocked out, right? Especially without a VA. Like the first couple hours of my day would be, hey, look at these counties data, scrape the data, skip trace it myself. And then the latter part of the day is getting these data into my CRM, either cold call, SMS, and then doing direct mail. So I would just be doing that for the first 2 months of real estate, and it didn't feel sustainable at all.
yeah, yeah. That's 100% agree with that. Totally get that. When you're going through all this and trying to build and grow your business, how did you end up hearing about Ballpoint originally? Do you remember?
I watched a lot of YouTube videos and I stumbled across Ryan's page, and I actually read his ebook when I first started investing, and that was really helpful. And especially after joining CCF and seeing the discount that I would get with Ballpoint, it became a no-brainer for me to transition, right? So I guess the before was me spending all my time sourcing and marketing, and now my VA just compile all the lists and I send it out to you guys. And with the click of my button, my marketing essentially is outsourced, and I can spend the rest of my time focusing on the flips, focusing on appointments, focusing on helping sellers and getting better as a business owner instead of being trapped in the business.
Nice. I love it. I love it. What and on that line, like what would you say has been your favorite thing about working with Ballpoint in general? Is it just the outsourcing or is there something else that stands out to you?
Yeah, I like the attention to details and the systemizing of, I guess, that process. I know before you guys finalize the order, you guys actually run the list itself through some sort of database to make sure the list that we provide you is accurate. And if they had some sort of address change
Yep.
in the past, whatever, you guys would update it automatically just to make sure that our marketing dollars is spent the most efficient way possible.
Nice. Well, thank you. That's cool. I like that. Um, has there been any sort of like unexpected benefits for you since working with us that have come up that you maybe weren't thinking would be there?
Well, I think I told you this when we spoke on the phone. When I started working with Ballpoint, I was kind of in a scarcity mindset where I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be dropping X amount of money into marketing consistently. I really hope that this works out. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
something from it. And now and as I told you, I kind of have to slow down on marketing because I have too many leads. I have too many deals that I'm working on. And for someone that just started out, I'm kind of overwhelmed. And now that I'm working through and trying to fix the bottlenecks so that I
Yeah.
can handle more. So I would say that's probably something that I didn't expect 2 months
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. It's a good problem to have, and it's a new thing to kind of learn and solve and work through and do that. So that's awesome. Well, cool. If you were talking to another business owner who is considering using Ballpoint marketing, what would you tell them?
I like to make decisions, especially with with investing into your business. I like to look at what you're paying for and what you're getting out as a return. And especially for myself, I guess if I'm speaking to people who are newer like myself, the amount of time that you're spending on marketing and the amount of time that you're stuck in the marketing in that little hamster wheel is holding you back. And when you're really looking at it, your time is a lot more valuable than that extra 50 cents or a dollar that you're paying on that piece of mail. And if you were to focus on the things that really would unlock your business and scale your business and to the next level, then the small cost that you're trading to spend a little bit more on Ballpoint is well worth the gains that you get from just becoming a better business.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you, man. Um, yeah, I think that's all I have for you. I really appreciate you hopping on and doing this, and hopefully it was easy for you. But this was super helpful. I'm excited for you, man. You're I don't even know how old you are, but I know you're younger than me, and super excited for you.
Thank you, Justin. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Keep it up.